With the launch of the iPhone 16 happening in just a couple of weeks now, we have gotten our best look yet at these phones. So today I want to show you the final design and color lineup for 2024, as well as a look at the latest leaks and rumors for all of the new features that Apple has been working on. Okay, a lot I want to show you today, so let's start off with the final designs first. We'll do the iPhone 16 and then jump over to the iPhone 16 Pro. So here you go. This is our best look yet at the entire iPhone 16 lineup. We see the vertically stacked camera. We can see that there is that new button on the side, and of course the 5 new colorways that will be here at launch. And of course, this is AppleTrack. We're not just gonna look at a still image. We've recreated all of this in 3D, so you can get a really good look at these new colors. Of course, we've got black and white that I do think look pretty standard as always. But then we have the 3 actual colors for this year. A much brighter blue than we have currently. Apple is introducing a unique green/turquoise color for the first time ever on iPhone. And the super popular pink color is sticking around for yet another year. So it appears that Apple is completely flipping the script for the pastel selection of iPhones. All of those colors that we got last year are essentially going away, aside from pink remaining. Plus, when you combine these colors with the rest of the design elements of the iPhone 16, I think these are the best looking base iPhones in a really long time. By the way, make sure you hit that subscribe button in case you haven't already for more videos like this on the iPhone 16. The new slimmed down camera stack will also allow these phones to record 3D spatial video that you can watch on Apple's $3,500 Vision Pro headset. They're bringing this feature down from the Pros, along with replacing the mute switch on the base models with the action button that Apple first added on the Pros last year. So instead of it only silencing your phone, you can remap it to pretty much any action you want. On the front, we've got the same 6.1 and 6.7 inch screens with dynamic island once again. That being said, these screens will still be locked at a 60 Hz refresh rate, so they won't look nearly as smooth as the Pros, and rumors say that the 120 Hz Pro Motion isn't coming until the iPhone 17 base models next year. And tying this all together, Apple's once again rumored to use that same color-infused back glass with a matte finish that feels so good when it's in your hand when combined with the rounded edges of the aluminum chassis. Just overall, one of the most different looking iPhones that we've gotten in almost a decade, it feels like, and I think it's going to be a big hit. That being said, when it comes to the iPhone 16 Pro, the changes Apple are making here are much less dramatic. Here's your final look at the final iPhone 16 Pro design and color lineup for this year, in which there are 4 total color options and 3 of which are repeat offenders from last year. Like basically, if you were not bored with the iPhone Pro colors already, maybe this video actually isn't for you after all. The iPhone 16 Pros will likely be available in black, white, and natural titanium, as well as the new color for this year being a bronze gold. We are not actually getting the pink rose colored option that was rumored for the past year. It seems like this was potentially lost in translation along the way, because if you go back far enough, there's actually been sources calling it bronze rather than rose pink for some time now. Now, rendered out, I do really enjoy this color, but I'll level with you in saying that for the rest of the design changes for the Pros that we're seeing here, not that much of a different story. Although the phones are increasing in size this year to 6.3 and 6.9 inches, and the bezels are getting the thinnest they have ever been on any smartphone in the entire world, flip the iPhone 16 Pros around and it just looks like the exact same iPhone we have had at this point since the iPhone 11 Pro in 2019. Yeah, visually, that's the entire story for the iPhone 16 Pros. Luckily though, the design of the iPhone 16 Pro is the least interesting thing about it, because Apple is making major updates to the batteries on the inside, a huge rework for the camera system, and putting the fastest chip in here for new AI features too. And over the past couple of weeks, we have gotten some major updates for all these across the board that have gotten me incredibly excited. The first is Apple's biggest upgrade in history to iPhone battery life. Now, this is something that we've heard in the past. The phone's batteries are going to get better, and year after year, it just doesn't actually feel like battery life is improving that much. Honestly, the battery life on my iPhone 15 in general has been really bad lately, to the point where every night I have to throw it on the charger. And that's actually why I partnered up with Anker, who sponsored today's video, to show you their new Anker Prime charger. Basically, it's like, why use multiple chargers when one charging station does it all? It's a smart, ultra powerful desktop charging station that has made my desk go from this with a bunch of different chargers and cables to something that looks professional and nice and has a ridiculous amount of power to back it up. With 250 150 watts of max power output, you can charge 6 devices simultaneously between the 4 high-speed USB-Cs on the front and 2 USB-As on the side. Specifically, thanks to Anker's GaN Prime technology, the first of these USB-C ports has 140 watts of power output alone, so you can charge a 16-inch MacBook Pro to 50% power from zero in just 25 minutes. And while this is happening, you can see everything in real time on the display, and there's this sick graph that shows you the exact power distribution between all of the ports and all of the products that you're charging, which is obviously really useful, but to be honest, just incredibly satisfying to watch. Anker's technology can intelligently route power to different devices, but if there's one thing that you want to charge the fastest, well, you can just go on the display and set that to be the priority charging port, which I've never seen before. This is so cool, and this should now be standard on every charger because I love it so much. Of course, though, the perfect companion for this is the new Anker Prime USB-C to USB-C cables. They come in 2 different lengths, 3 feet and 6 feet, and the 6 feet option is absolutely incredible. I want all cables to be this long. Where most other cables would break, this is designed for 100 years of use, made to endure over 300,000 bends. It can charge in temperatures ranging from -40 degrees Fahrenheit up to 176 degrees, and it can even support weight up to 220 pounds. Basically, I feel like I've been looking for both of these products my entire life, and now they're finally real, and you can check them out when you use my links down below in the description to grab these for yourself. That new desktop charging station has just been the piece de resistance on my desk, and I'm so happy it's here. Thanks again to them for sponsoring. Now let's get back to it. Now back to the iPhone 16 Pro, Apple's changing almost everything we know about the battery this year. First, Apple is planning a radical new internal battery design where they're planning to use stacked battery technology, which allows them to put more battery in the same amount of space using a new production method. This will also improve heat management as it will now be more evenly distributed throughout the entire battery. Doesn't sound like a big deal, but as heat is the #1 killer of batteries and what makes them degrade and lose their life the fastest, this is actually a really big deal. This change will also allow Apple to increase the physical size of the batteries by increasing the milliamp hour storage. So you're going to be getting almost a 10% year-over-year increase on the smaller iPhone 16 Pro. And one rumor cites the iPhone 16 Pro Max will be Apple's first smartphone in their history to have a rated 30 hours plus of battery life. On the outside of the battery, Apple is changing the physical material to now be metal versus a more cheaper rubberized coating, which will also improve heat dissipation and management, and it will also allow them to make swapping out the batteries much easier to comply with EU regulation because of an upcoming law there. And on top of everything else, these batteries will also be the fastest charging batteries that Apple has ever made too, up to 40 watts with a wired connection or up to 20 watts with MagSafe, which are some huge improvements over what we have currently. Next up, the second major change for the iPhone 16 Pros are the upgraded camera system. Now we've heard the rumors of the 5x telephoto lens coming down from the Pro Max to the regular Pro and the 48 megapixel sensor going down to the ultra wide lens, which will significantly upgrade photo quality. But now those are sounding like just some smaller background changes in comparison to all the features that are going to be added to the camera because of the brand new button that Apple is putting on the Pros, the capture button, which will sit below the power switch. Now you probably heard me talk about this before, the new switch that's going to sit right where your index finger goes that will allow you to take photos and capture video. But for the longest time I was like, why would Apple add just another button? You can already remap the action button on the side of the phone to the camera, so why do we need another button to do the same thing? Well, according to rumors, the capture button is going to be touch and pressure sensitive, so it will do more than any other button on the iPhone. So far, we've heard about 4 different features. First of all, a light press down on this button will allow you to manually autofocus the camera just like you would on a traditional digital camera, as you can see here. Press down all the way with a hard press and you'll be able to capture a photo or start or stop a video recording. You can slide your finger to the left or to the right to either increase your zoom level or decrease it, all without touching the display. And there's also said to be a gesture, maybe a double press, that would allow you to swap between photo and video modes pretty quickly, which objectively is going to make the iPhone in your pocket feel more like a professional DSLR than ever before. And if you are somebody who loves capturing stuff on your phone, this is going to be like really fun. Essentially bringing the best parts of a physical camera to the iPhone in your pocket, which we've never really seen Apple do. I just have a feeling this is going to be one of these sleeper features for the 16 Pro. Now, in the past, we had heard that the capture button was actually rumored to come to all iPhone 16 models, but more recently, it sounds like it could end up being exclusive to the Pros. And yeah, considering that this sounds like the most pro feature Apple could come up with, I would not be shocked at all if it was actually exclusive to the Pros. That being said, I think Apple will be most heavily marketing this third iPhone 16 Pro feature, and that is all of the new 8 A18 Pro features that they will be including because of the brand new chip. It is built for Apple's new AI features. Back in June at WWDC, Apple showed off all their plans, like the brand new version of Siri that might actually be smart, the ability to generate images on the fly like Genmoji, where you can create whatever emojis you want, and ChatGPT integration as well. All of these things that look incredible, and major steps forward for the iPhone that will absolutely work the fastest and the best on the iPhone 16 Pro. Now, Apple is bringing a lot of AI features to the lower end iPhone 16s as well with the standard A18 chip, but the A18 Pro is going to have a little bit of extra power and potentially some extra AI features that you might not be able to get on the cheaper iPhones. While normally the processor isn't ever that much of a conversation, this year it is going to be potentially the main story next to the cameras on the Pro models. So putting all of this together, while the iPhone 16 Pro doesn't look all that different, under the hood are some of Apple's biggest changes in the iPhone's history. And that's why I am personally so excited to see it in just a couple of weeks now. Rumors suggest that Apple's September event is going to be held on Tuesday, September 10th, and I have an entire video about everything Apple's releasing at that event. It's way more than just iPhones. Okay, we are so close to this event. Last thing, just want to give a huge thank you to Artifacts for all the incredible renders in this video. Could not have done it without him, so make sure you give him a follow down below. Dude is just ridiculously talented. Okay, that's all for now. It is so close to iPhone season, just a few more days. I have been Sam. I hope you're doing well, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Subscribe for more, of course. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. I am legally required to tell you that. Not legally, but like, according to my legals, I am. Okay, see you guys later. Bye-bye.